So good afternoon. A few words to welcome you, everyone. It's a lot of emotion to launch today the After Migration program by Art for Action. And it's a lot of emotion to do that here at the Human Safety Net, so thank you for welcoming us. It's easy to get lost when we are talking about after migration. Easy to look away and to stop believing, to stay silent. So the question for today is why are we here? I will give the mic to the president of the Human Safety Net. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I'm very happy and very honored to welcome all of you to the home of the Human Safety Net, here in the historic Procuratie Vecchie in Venice. Today we gather not only to celebrate the stories of some great individuals, but also to embark on a journey of art, social science, and social action and profound impact. Thank you very much for being here today and for your unwavering commitment to making a difference. And thank you for your attention.
We are now going to hear real story from real life. I'm Monique Villa, and I'm a co-founder of Art for Action. These three extraordinary people have been through hell, first to migrate, then to try to integrate in their country. Not all of them have really completely successed, except you, Umema, who is a British citizen since 1 year, after 11 years waiting for it, okay? So I always remind people that we could all be refugees tomorrow. We could all have to leave our country in a catastrophic rush, leave everything behind, and try to rebuild our lives elsewhere. Today, 123 million people have been displaced. They are the first victims of wars, violence, persecutions, climate change, and natural disasters. What happens once you have migrated? A lot. And it is incredibly violent, tough, and humbling. The difference between migrants and refugees, and we all know that in Human Safety Net, is that the first choose to leave their country. The second are forced to leave their countries. Big difference. We will hear now what their experience of tragedy, what is the experience of tragedy when you have to get out in a rush, when you have to leave everything behind you, and when I say everything, it's everything, even your diplomas, as Rahel did. Often putting your life in the hands of smugglers that you don't trust for right reasons. What happens before you can even think of integrate a country, and what happens when you are living in this country of adoption was still not fully adopted you. Mustafa Mohammad, you were born in Syria, so you are Syrian, and you were born on the Mediterranean in Latakia, beautiful city on the sea. And you were young there, and then you had to go in the army and serve in the army of Assad, which was not particularly pleasant, I guess. And you left after 18 months, you went hiding, you finally reached Turkey. It was quite complicated, you will tell us. And from Turkey, Greece, where you had really tough years, living in squats and quite an unlawful life, until you became the CEO of a wonderful foundation called Velos Youth. So now, Mustafa, you are going to tell us how you escaped from Syria and Assad.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having us here. Really appreciate all your present as well. I will tell you a bit of my story, I guess, where it's a journey, let's say. So I will start off. My name is Mustafa Mohammad. I am Syrian. As Monique mentioned, I am from the seaside of Syria. It's common for us to work in the sea and aim to study to be captain. So my story will start from there. I wanted to be a captain, so I did travel in the sea. And my last trip, traveling in the sea, landed in Syria, get arrested, thrown to an army. No choice, being forced to an army. I've been studying before. They didn't care that I want to continue my study or anything. They just forced me to the army. I couldn't run away for multiple reasons. I could be killed. My family could be in danger as well. So there is no other solution except to stay. After that, obviously in the army, we had many accidents until I get a bullet in my leg, which was a good reason for them not to keep me within the group. They had to send me for a visit my family because I cannot walk. And here when I decided to stay and hidden for 3 years, less 21 days. And here where the story started. I have to hide for a long time, aiming and hoping that the previous regime will fall sooner. Now it's fall finally. But waiting didn't. After close to 3 years, my family were like, they are scared as well. I had to go. So this was, let's say, the first smugglers that we had to deal with. My family had to sell everything during my journey, let's say. But during the journey, they start to sell a lot of things. And the first deal was to find a group that can take me from inside Syria, the regime, to a free zone. And here when we found kind of officers and think who willing to take me. However, they are officers. They can just give me or they can just kill me. But the money was the only thing I think they care about. And they took me from the space to another space where we had to run again from the fire zone because it's not they have deals. I had to run from where the army is to the free zone and run away. And after that, this was my freedom, let's say, after 3 years, technically. And at that point, I reached the free army. But also, I wasn't the previous regime army, so also they had a problem with me. So again, I had to flee. The same day, actually, when I arrived, I had to flee again, which we had to cross the border between Syria and Turkey, this forest, this dark zone, for 5-6 hours walking in the dark until we reached Turkey. Finally felt for the first time, after a long time, that I can't breathe. Obviously, I wanted to study. I want to continue my journey. I want to be a provider to my family who sold a lot of things for me. So I need to find something. So I tried to go to Europe. I stay only for 2 months in Turkey, go all the way to the north, Marmaris, try to come to Greece. And here's the story didn't even finish because, again, you are dealing with smugglers who doesn't care who are you. You are just a number, you are just a dollar in their pocket, and that is. In our boat, it's a wooden boat. Also, I work in the sea, so I understand how much the boat can have. Let's say 20 to 30 people. The boat had 173 people. And I will tell you why exactly I know this exactly number. Because when I reached Greece, they put us in an old church, there's no one there. And we enter, and they stop us to get documentation to tell us about who we are. So in the line I was standing, I reached there, they said, do you have any document? I was like, yes, I have 2 passports. The passport that all of you have, that's you travel in the flight, but also because I started to be captain, I have a marine passport. So maybe I was stupid a bit, maybe. I showed them 2 passports. I was like, this is the document I have. They were like, why do you have 2 passports? I was like, oh, I started to be captain. They said, do you have another document? I was like, sure. So here when I show them the document, that's proof for them that I can't drive a boat. I get arrested immediately, again being sent to jail in Greece without knowing what's going on. I speak English to good level, but when they arrested me, they stopped English.
They thought you were a smuggler.
Yeah, exactly. So I get arrested again. And I was sent to jail. The jail called the Moko. You can Google. It's one of the very difficult jails in Europe and especially Greece. I stayed there for a year, less 4 days, waiting my court. So imagine 3 years here, 2 months freedom, a year in jail, and I've been pushed and put in with criminals, with very high criminal. because the thing that you cannot imagine, if I am a smuggler, I don't think I will go and show them these documents. Obviously, I went to the judge, and they had around 40 minutes talking with the judge, and the judge asked me about every document I have. And here, when I know the number of the people in the boat, because I never knew that, I never read my file, I never had a lawyer, except when I am there talking to the judge mentioned to me what technically my crime is. And I was back then like 25 years old, because I was arrested in 2015, get free in 2016, so I was 26 years old. And the judge, one of the first sentences, he said, like, this child, do you think they can bring that many people? It's like, where's the logic here? Had many chats with the judge, and then he gave me my freedom. I get to be free. Story didn't finish here, obviously. Huh? Don't think that we so you get free. Obviously, they free me way far from, because Demoko is very far from the main area. They took my phone, my money, my clothes, everything. Obviously, I just had the clothes that I'm wearing, and they let me out. I get arrested again at the prison jail. The police station was waiting me there because I'm illegal in Greece. I was in jail. It's a different conversation to that. So I was arrested again for 20 to 30 days until I got the first document that saying I can walk around and I have to apply for asylum. It's fascinating because I had to, from Lamia, I don't know if anyone from Greece here, it's quite 2 hours drive. I had to figure out things, hitchhike, beg people for money, whatever. But I arrived to Athens. And here I believed, for after all 1 year, so I never saw Europe, yeah? So for me, I am in Europe, I am in Athens, the capital. So I thought, oh, I made it. I will go to the center, police station, stop anyone, say to them what to do. I went there and just like more homeless people on the street. I was like, okay, how to apply for asylum? They were like, oh, it's not easy. So here when I started again being homeless, I stayed homeless for 7 months. And today Mr. Marshall Gaz, told us about, give you a story or what exactly happened to us that make us remember these things. I remember the policeman kicking me with his shoes from a pavement to wake up me and say to me, you cannot sleep here. I was like, where should I sleep? So I stood there. And after wait an hour, and after he will go to kick me there, and his excuse was he's doing his job. So for 7 months doing this, after all this what's happened to me, when you talk about what drives me to do what I do, it's outrage. It's being angry. It's being angry against all these things, against bureaucracy, against things like whatever they call it, system. I don't think it's a system, to be honest. And based on that, we start to organize a movement, Squad. It's just like an empty building related to the government. It's kind of educational, no one there. So there were 1,000 people on the street. We start to open this building. And we created many squads. Online, you can find that what in Wikipedia or thing, they would say 7 squad. It was around 16 squad. 16 squad for divided. We are very organized, self-organized, because we speak language. We're pregnant women squad. Imagine a whole building full of pregnant women that the government don't care about. A lot of these women give birth to their children in squad zone. No clean, 2 bathrooms for the whole building. There is a horrible situation, and if we were not self-organized, we couldn't.
And the police didn't try to get you out of the squad?
They tried, but we were in an area called Exarchia, which police back then was not allowed to enter because it was an anarchist zone. Obviously now things change. Now we have a new government, Nia Demokratia. They don't care. They arrested a lot of people, and it's different now. But we had different squads. And we had a lot of teenagers. We had a lot of youth. After all this, it took me 6 months to know how I can apply for asylum in Greece. So I got all these things and start with another group of people. We all volunteer to create an organization called Velos Youth to support young people aged between 16 to 30 years old. It's not about give them just direct service. It's more about caring about them as an individual. Ask them, what do you need? And when they ask where they can apply for asylum, we say, in this spot, exactly. And it's a day center, because we cannot host everyone. We had housing project before, it's closed because funding. We all know about the funding situation these days. But we still have the day center, where these young people who spend years during the journey, they can come to our space, play PlayStation, ping pong, draw, music, anything, but just to feel youth again, to feel their age again. And that's what I do. I've been doing this since 2017 until today. Hopefully we'll continue. It's been 8 years.
So congratulations for that. And indeed, you are what I call experts by experience, which is probably the most valuable thing, because you can help the young ones who arrive in a masterful way where you were not helped at all. Mustafa, what should we change to make your life better?
I think the group of people here, all of you already have made change. You're present here. The name of the parliament's already the change. I want you to take what you believe and take it further. Take it to your circles. Take it outside of here. Talk more about us and who we are. Because I can say the classic thing, funding, can classic thing, make events, I can't say it. But it's not about that anymore. We reached the point where we are really in dangerous time for the environment, for migration, for everyone. And the only thing that I still believe in, it's the voice of people, art, when you can put things. Maybe demonstration these days even not work. I think art, music, have new singers, new leaders, a child drawing something, presenting his homeland from Afghanistan and get it printed on things. Because we just need to be visible. A lot of people forget who we are. A lot of people don't even like all of it.
You are invisible and you want to be visible in a positive way, not in a negative way.
I would say I was invisible, but today I'm speaking and leading.
Star in comic relief too.
Let's not do detail. Thank you.
Okay. So, as we have only 5 minutes left, I would want to know if any of you have a question for the panel here, very quickly, and we will try to answer. Anish?
If I may. Yeah. Hidden in this is deep racism, isn't it? Anti-Muslim, anti-the other. And somewhere, every one of you have experienced this. I would very much like to hear you talk about how we, all of us, can change this sense of how the other is different and how we can, to me, it is the very fundamental question.
I mean, thank you for the question. I mean, religions divide people since ever. Religious belief always divide people. Our regime also use religious against us. I am rooted as Muslim. My wife is Christian. She's Greek. And yeah, I do whatever I want technically. And I think, but it's not about just the religion. It's about how you can see me as a human being. You know, yesterday I would mention one thing quickly.
On the racism, what do you feel?
It's like Islamophobic. Yesterday you mentioned, you were explaining, even the word Islamophobic, it's itself racist. It's itself racist.
At dinner, because someone said they are Islamophobic, and I said, don't say that. It means nothing.
Yes, see me as a human being. Even my name signed Muslim, but just see me as a human being. When you hire someone, don't ask about religious, don't ask for my, but you will know. But just like we need to try to make it a bit better how we can figure these things out. I mean, 2025 after all. What next?
Yeah. The three of you, last question, very, very fast response. Yes or no? Do you think you will integrate in the country you live in?
10 years in Greece, I don't speak the language because there is no educational program. 10 years in Greece, and I'm still refugees. I still have refugee status, and my wife is Greek. I couldn't take document based on her document. That's how much I don't believe in integration. The system is not broken. It's designed to keep us very far from there. That's it.
It's not broken. It's designed to make our life impossible. Thank you very much. On these terrible words, we will stop there. But you are the proof that people like you can bring a lot to society, in every society you live in. So congratulations. Thank you.